welcome back to the channel.
And welcome back to part one of a brand new series. Well, we're inside the car, but the brand new series is rebuilding a Nissan Pulsar GTiR. This is part one. We got
some really awesome footage of it being delivered because it doesn't even drive, so we'll put that in now.
And basically, look, those that have been on this channel for a while, we did some videos last year,
A little bit last year, but mainly the year before.
Yeah, but we haven't been here for a long time, which we're going to get onto into a second. This is our sort of a brand new video back, brand new series back, and we'll explain it. But this is the Nissan Pulsar GTiR. Pretty rare car.
Yeah, really rare car. I think they've got 24 left that are on the road, which this currently isn't. So
yeah, it was in the low 20s.
Yeah. Cheapest one in the UK. That's the important part.
Cheapest one in the UK. And
we think it might be forged.
I've been looking. I don't know. We don't know. There's some signs of it maybe being forged. Basically,
yeah.
We haven't actually torn into this properly yet. You'll see there's some like wires and stuff here. I don't know if you can see it. There's some stuff just falling on you. We've already done some work on it, which we're going to roll the footage now of what state it was in. Absolutely, when we got it.
Yep. But it's just a big series where we're going to be trying to get it running and back to where it deserves to be, because they deserve to be looked after. And ultimately,
actually, someone meant that people might not actually know what this is. So this is Baby Godzilla, and we may even have it in the title Godzuki.
Yep.
As a bit of a laugh. You saw all the sort of B-roll, the footage of the car. Like, it's actually in pretty good condition, I think, for what it is. But what they are is a rally homologation special.
Yep.
They made between 10 to 14,000 worldwide. There's low 20s left in the UK on the road, and the rest have been obliterated. Like, you'll see them being broken and stuff like that. And what it is one of the original hot hatches. Yep. Basically, it's an all-wheel drive hot hatch with the best SR20 DET that they have.
Don't forget that the four-wheel drive system's out of a Skyline, so that's why people call it a Baby Godzilla. It's the
Baby Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 33 GTR four-wheel drive.
It's the Altezza, isn't it? The
Altezza, yeah.
Is it Altezza system?
Altezza four-wheel drive system, yeah.
I think of Toyota Altezza when I'm like, Altezza.
Oh, really? No, it's not Altezza, it's Atezza.
Oh, God,
yeah, because you've got a G sensor in the car that only makes it four-wheel drive when you're really on it. That's how it works. Yeah. So this
will be interesting to see how this because we basically current state of the car is it's someone else's project. I bought it really cheap. I bought it for me because I've always liked them. I think they're really cool, but they're really normally way outside my price range, because they're normally
double what you paid easily.
At the very least.
Yeah, easily.
At the very least. There's some on eBay for like 17 grand. I didn't spend half of that on this. This was dirt cheap. It was the cheapest in the UK, and the guy was annoyed that he sold it to me.
That's a funny little bit. Yeah.
Basically, the guy turned up. This is a bit of a chit-chatty video today, because we're not doing any specific work on it just yet. We have done some work on it, which we're going to talk about in a second. But just to give you some history on it, basically, and make you guys a little bit excited for it, because it is a really cool car.
And we're definitely excited, aren't we? That's the important.
I'm really excited for this car. Like, so just to recap, like, we've been locked down in the UK. That's why we've not been doing any videos, and like we've still been doing.
Could we?
Well, no, exactly. Like, we're neighbours, and the UK's had like the strictest lockdown in the whole of the Western world, which is just garbage. But now it's starting to lift. We can sort of communicate a little bit more. We can chit chat. We can get together and do stuff. So I thought this would be a really good well, it was a good car to buy anyway, and a good car to kind of kickstart the channel with. You've got an R32
GTR.
Nissan Skyline GTR. with an RB28 in it, tuned out well to oblivion. Basically, it's an awesome car. I've got this now, which is technically like channel car, along with my just over there Nissan 370Z, which desperately needs a clean. And I've got a Datsun 720 pickup truck with an SR20 DET in it. So we have worked on SR20s before, but not transversely mounted.
Yeah, it's awkward in some ways, so we're gonna, one of the things, just to go into what needs to be done, it's very
well, yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about, let's go show them the engine and let's tell them what actually needs to be done first.
Let's do that.
So we were actually just going to do a really slow, awesome gimbal shot of us opening the Nissan Pulsar GTiR bonnet. But it's snowing.
It's snowing. I mean, it's
goddamn weather. Well, let's do it. Let's show them the actual engine bay.
I remember the latch was first go.
Sound effects included.
Leaf just escaped. I'm free.
So, this is...
Yeah, it's the SR20... I can't remember what's the name of the engine? It's the...
SR20
DET.
DET.
Oh yeah, I know it's a DET.
Oh, this is flat top.
Yeah, flat top.
So...
Because it hasn't got the little ridge here that you'd see in some of the S14s, S15s.
So the S14s and S15s have what's known as the bent cam.
Yeah, that's it. Bent cam, flat cam, all the same. But lots of really important things in here that need to be done and have already been done. You just saw the engine. It's really clean because the bloke that sold it to Nate said that it had just been rebuilt, and we kind of trust him, and that's why we're not sure if it's.
Well, we found some ACL race bearings, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I mean, you've seen already the camera footage of the boot, and that is full of crap.
Full of it, absolutely full of it.
Some stuff's really useful, like we'll talk about that in a minute. But,
well, what needs to be done anyway, Nick?
So,
what do we need to do?
Apparently, when it was sold, it needed a belt fitting down on the alternator, but it turns out that it has no belts fitted. So we don't.
So us keeping it running for those few seconds was probably
not a good idea.
That's why we're not showing you it running. It does actually run, but we shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
basically.
so it's a cam chain engine, so you can run it without all the belts, but water pump doesn't go, so it's not a good idea. So water pump belt, power steering belt. I don't know if we've got aircon or not, but alternator as well, all the important stuff. So little stupid things like it didn't come with a dipstick at all. Yeah, that's the word for a dipstick. That's great. The actual radiator's loose. We've got overflow tank over here that is just sat randomly.
Yeah, and there's no coolant in the engine either.
No coolant.
There's nothing. Like we've had a look at this before, and it was startlingly dry.
Yeah.
Like, thanks very much.
We don't know if it's got any oil in it. Well, a lot of oil in it because we haven't got a dipstick to try it out.
Yes, and there is a weird tapping noise as well.
Yeah, I think that makes it a forced engine because it's not a top. It doesn't sound like a top end tap. It's definitely not a bottom end knock. It sounds like that. Remember we went to have a look at that GT4 and that had a forced engine. When you first start them up, they tap a little bit because the piston is smaller than the bore, so it moves around a little bit. One thing to note, big difference. These cars, because they're so small, Nissan was really smart and put the intercooler up here. But
top mount normally, like a Subaru.
But it's such a small intercooler.
Like a Subaru.
Subarus are cool. It doesn't make a lot of power because that intercooler is not a lot of space. So these pipes here are front mount, big, in your face front mount intercooler. Just while we're at the front, it's worth mentioning. So down here, a little bit of tape. What was on this car originally, the bloke had put some really fake, nasty GTR badges on it, which it's just awful when someone rebadges a car to be something totally different, make it look amazing. But in the car was the original Pulsar badge, genuine.
Which is super cool. Like this is from the era that they had the S's on the front of the Silvias and things, and I just love that. I think that's super cool.
It's just lucky you've managed to get one. It was just
you can't find them.
Nope.
Can't find them.
So what other stuff? We don't.
Well, so we're going to do a full service. So just to talk you through exactly what needs to be done and what we've got.
Yep.
All the belts need to be done. I've got the majority of them. I don't have the alternator belt, but it's on order. We need to take off the valve cover, have a look at it. So we've got gaskets and gasket. You know, we've got all the valve cover gaskets. There's actually quite a few. Got all the spark plugs ready to go. Got brand new oil ready to go. Got brand new oil filter ready to go. Ordered a new dipstick. It could only come from the States. Pain in the arse.
Yep. But luckily
and then
you've
the
got
big
one.
job,
Yeah.
the big job, which is actually going to be in episode 2, is what, Nick?
Oh, we're going to be doing the second clutch we've ever tried to get going again. But this one, luckily, because the engine's mounted this way, the slave cylinder is right in your face, right there.
So what are we doing? What are we actually doing? Bleeding
So at the
clutch?
moment, yeah, pedals to the floor. Bloke said the clutch needed bleeding, but we didn't have a bleeder kit, so we had to go when you first got dropped off, sorry, and it wouldn't bleed. So we've got a proper bleeding kit now. If that doesn't work, because this slave cylinder does look much older than the rest of the engine, you ordered another slave cylinder.
Yes.
Hopefully that will be
Hopefully.
the answer.
Yeah.
Because on that Subaru that had the problem with the clutch before, do you remember the clutch fork was flapping all over the place
Yep.
because the bearing had failed inside?
Yeah.
And this one is solid. So I
Yeah.
think that it's either the slave cylinder.
Well, there's so much air in the system,
All
which
the air
there
is just-
does sound like there's a lot of air because
It just-
we've
yeah.
tried. So we've got an actual bleed kit for that.
Hand pump, because we don't have an air pressure.
Yeah. So basically belts, spark plugs, oil, servicing, clutch, and bleed.
Yeah.
Then we need to install the drive shafts.
Yeah, because the front drive shaft's disconnected.
Yeah.
Probably when they're mounting the engine, they needed them disconnected because the forward drive system's down there.
Yeah.
It's only the front ones. The rear ones are all okay. Brakes
It'll
are
need the brakes are fine.
Yeah.
They might need a bleed. We need new wheels because we got some
fine.
slow punctures and they're just crap.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think what else you need.
aesthetics. So
Yeah.
this came with a pretty rare actually sunroof, which I don't believe was actually leaking. There is some problems with it, but I can fix this with some 3M tape or some affixing glue of some description.
Yeah, just a sealant would do it.
So basically, we're gonna pop this back down, make sure this rubber gasket seal is fixed in place, because it. We found it, and you'll see the footage now. When it arrived, the headliner was mouldy, and this is why inside this whole car absolutely stinks. And it's grimy and dirty and gross. We've actually tidied this up a little bit, but it is disgusting, and the whole headliner was absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, but the reason that was the bloke had left the.
Yeah, he'd literally left it open because it's raining now, and it has been raining, and there's no leaks. So I don't know what the hell was going on with that. Do you want to tell him what we found in the back?
Yeah, so this is pretty much just a copy and paste from the Skyline, so we know how to take it all apart. The rear bench comes up with 2 bolts. I thought, we'll quickly just give it a hoover just to try and make the smell a bit better because it was a bit crap. Pulled up the rear bench and there's a nice little nest in there made by a mouse, and it had eaten a bit of the foam.
But not much. That was a save.
Quite lucky, but that was grim. So we've cleaned all that up, got rid of all the mouse drop-ins and the little nest. And I mean, we're waiting on all kinds of other bits like cleaning products for the chairs,
Yes.
carpet cleaner,
All the
like a
carpet.
proper carpet cleaner, and we'll be able to take these out. But I mean, other than that, it's
So
just,
basically, it's a lot of it is just tidying it up and making sure that we can actually get the thing driving properly.
yeah, and really important on these, there's no rust apart from a tiny little bit. We've taken off all the carpet and it looks all right. It's just this little tiny bit on the rear arch that probably does go all the way through, but
Oh, it absolutely goes all the way through.
Exactly.
But in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing.
no.
This is absolutely nothing. There was a little bit down here as well, wasn't there, if you open the door?
Yeah, it's just down the bottom of the. So,
So there's a little bit there, but that is actually it, which on these cars is incredibly rare.
yeah, we've had a look underneath and it is. Had a look underneath and it's
It's like a hunchback there, mate.
Hello.
Right.
Japanese class.
But it's in good nick.
Yeah.
It is in good nick. That's the remnants of
the
the
original. Well, not the original.
GTR. We'll get some new badges for it and things like that. Get some new taillights,
This is
hopefully.
definitely how exhausts are meant to be fitted as well. That's a
Yeah.
factory wobble.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So that's about it, really.
So that's pretty much the entire car so far as we know, because there might be some
Part
other
one.
bits. Part 1.
Yeah.
We'll get into the actual nitty gritty on the second part, but
We
we're
haven't
really
had-
glad to be back.
Yeah, so just before we get on to that, we actually haven't had it on jack stands yet, so
Yeah.
we do need to do that and just have a look. But yeah, no, as you said, we are really glad to be back. And
Yeah.
so sorry for being away for so long, but the aim is how many videos a week now?
Well, 2 to 3 is the hope. So we're always going to be doing car stuff because not everyone likes to know the ins and outs of the exact stuff that we're doing. But we're going to do car meets. We're going to be going to look at different cars, potentially reviewing cars. That would
Yeah.
be the idea. comparing the cars that we've got. We've got 4 cars here with us.
Yeah, and you're still currently looking for another car.
I'll be
You've
buying
been
another one.
haggling down some eBayers.
Yeah. I don't like paying full price. I don't even like paying half price.
Well, I got this down a few grand.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yeah.
So
It'd be fun. Well, we'd like to bring back car stories as well, because although we haven't been videoing a lot of the stuff, we've still been able to go out individually and do stuff ourselves. So we've got our own little stories for the past year that we can go over. So we've got lots of stuff, mate. We're going to be doing lots of stuff, and hopefully we'll bring you on every one of the journeys.
Yeah, and as well, like even if it's just some sort of vloggy type activities, like if we're going out and about in a car and we think it might be fun, we'll film it and bring it as a video. Basically, we just want to provide an awful lot more content than we were before, because we haven't done anything. And we're itching to do an awful lot more, and there's been because I've got another channel, so there has been a rise in subscribers from that channel coming over here as well, and we want to introduce you guys to obviously my friend Nick, and just sort of, you know, expand the channel a lot more. So we will be doing a lot, and there's actually some really cool car meet locations near us that are starting up soon. So just hanging out, like we saw a Type R NSX the other day. Like, we should have filmed that. That would have been epic.
Well, it's still there. We can just go straight back, and then.
Well, there you go. Tease for a future video. Even just doing a walk around, having a look at it, getting some specs, and just. We might not be able to sit in it, but we can at least talk about it and show you guys who may have never seen one in person or anything like that. We can get it on.
I definitely haven't ever seen one in person until that. That was amazing.
It was really cool. And then they had
proper Japanese supercar.
Yeah, so
they had loads of stuff. So they had a Hennessy tuned Camaro, which was.
Didn't care.
No, all right. We have a different opinion that I like lots of different cars.
I like Japanese muscle cars.
I love Japanese, but yeah,
that's a Japanese muscle car. 370. That's going to start a riot in the comment section. Future video is the 370Z a Japanese, and we need to talk about the 400Z soon, actually, because
we do.
We've both seen more.
Oh my god, I love it.
No,
I love it.
Don't spoil it. Anyway, that being said, ladies and gents, if you are new here and you want to follow along with the GTIR, please do hit subscribe. Part 2, we are going to be taking a look immediately at the clutch and the slave cylinder, and hopefully at least engaging the clutch, because we don't have one at the moment. So please do hit subscribe, please do give the video a like, and please do share it.
Yep.
Thank you so much, guys.
Love you, bye.
Take care.